Have you ever wondered why some sax players play metal mouthpieces while others stick to hard rubber? I spent years extensively testing every kind of saxophone mouthpiece imaginable and discovered key differences most players never even consider. So in this video, I'm going to break down the differences that actually matter, debunk a persistent myth about metal versus hard rubber mouthpieces, and help you confidently choose the best type for your playing style. I'm also going to reveal a brand new metal mouthpiece that is the best I've ever played. To start, let me play for you two of the most famous and popular saxophone mouthpieces of all time. First, the Otto Tone Edge, which is made out of hard rubber. Keep that sound in your ear, and now listen to a metal Otto Super Tone Master. Could you hear a difference? If you've ever played both of these mouthpieces, you would not only hear a big difference in how they sound, but feel a big difference in how they respond. The metal Otto plays louder, brighter, and has more projection than the hard rubber one. Many saxophonists believe that metal mouthpieces are always louder and brighter than hard rubber ones because of the material, but that's just not true, and I'll prove it to you a little later. The brightness and projection of a saxophone mouthpiece is mostly about what's on the inside, not what material it's made from. If you have two straws, one metal and one plastic, that are the same diameter, the material is not going to change how easy it is to sip your smoothie, but the diameter of that straw changes everything, right? So in this case, the reason that the hard rubber tone edge is darker, rounder, and has less projection is because it has a lower baffle and a larger chamber. This is mouthpiece lingo for saying that the air moves through it more slowly. The metal Super Tone Master has slightly more baffle and a smaller chamber, which means the air moves faster, and that results in a louder, brighter, and more projecting sound. Now you might be wondering, what happens when the interior dimensions stay the same, but the material changes? Let's find out. Have a listen to another hard rubber metal mouthpiece pair. This time I've got the Vandoren V16 T7 medium chamber in hard rubber and its metal counterpart. Keep in mind, I'm playing the same exact BetterSax 2.5 jazz cut reed on all of these mouthpieces for consistency. You might notice that these two sound more similar than the Otto did. That's because the interior dimensions are nearly the same. They both have a similar rollover baffle and curved sidewalls that lead into a medium chamber. But here's the interesting thing. The hard rubber mouthpiece is physically larger on the outside. That means when I'm playing it, my mouth has to open wider. This difference in external size is actually one of the main reasons saxophonists choose one material over the other. Even if two mouthpieces have identical internal dimensions, the metal one will usually feel brighter and louder to the player, not because it's metal, but because it takes up less space in your mouth, allowing you to keep your mouth slightly more closed. To demonstrate this, try humming a note while adjusting how open your mouth is. Small differences in the outer dimensions of a mouthpiece can have a big impact on the sound, at least from the player's perspective. There's also the question of comfort. We're all different, and some people are going to feel more comfortable with a larger hard rubber mouthpiece versus a smaller metal mouthpiece, and vice versa. So when you're choosing between metal and hard rubber, consider which one feels more comfortable in your mouth. You're obviously going to have to try some to know this. Now, I want to show you some more key differences between hard rubber and metal mouthpieces that you definitely want to consider, and to do that, I'm going to use a brand new metal mouthpiece that I designed together with Jody Espina of Jody Jazz. We worked on this one for a long time because I wouldn't accept anything that didn't beat every other mouthpiece I have. And that's not easy because I've got a lot of great mouthpieces, including this one, the original BetterSax BURNIN hard rubber mouthpiece in a 7-star tip opener. Now, I absolutely love this mouthpiece and have been playing it exclusively since we made it. When we decided to make a metal version of the BURNIN, we had our work cut out for us. You see, it's not just a case of making the same exact mouthpiece, but out of metal. There's a bunch of reasons why that might not work or might not even be possible. For example, our first prototypes were based on a blank with a smaller diameter, and we couldn't get the same depth and warmth that the hard rubber version had, because there wasn't enough material to work with, so we had to make it larger. Then we found that the facing curve of the hard rubber BURNIN didn't work as well on the metal version, so we changed that. After a ton of prototypes and iterations, we finally got this mouthpiece, which is the best metal tenor sax mouthpiece I've ever played. Have a listen. So be aware that just because two mouthpieces have the same name, but one is metal and the other is hard rubber, does not mean that they are exactly the same on the inside. In fact, it's very unlikely that they are. With the BURNIN Metal, we wanted to create something in the spirit of the BURNIN hard rubber. It had to be versatile, free-blowing, and capable of playing with lots of projection and edge, but also warmth and depth. In keeping with the tradition of the great metal mouthpieces, though, we wanted it to have access to another level.
These go to 11.
The BURNIN Metal mouthpiece for tenor saxophone is now available from your BetterSax dealers, and I put a link in the description that will take you straight to the dealer in your region. These are made in the USA at the Jody Jazz factory. They are gold-plated and hand-finished by expert craftspeople and come in 3 tip openings: 6-star, 7-star, and 8-star. And they come with a ligature, mouthpiece cap, and velvet pouch. So how do you know which kind of mouthpiece is best for you, metal or hard rubber? Let me break down some of the pros and cons. How a mouthpiece plays and feels are not the only considerations when choosing what's best for you. Metal mouthpieces can cost much more than hard rubber ones. This is because the raw materials are more expensive, they're usually gold-plated, and they're harder to work on by hand. On the flip side, metal mouthpieces are more durable and less prone to cracks and other damage. Hard rubber mouthpieces will degrade over the course of years. They're especially sensitive to UV light, so you want to keep them out of the sun, and you can only clean them with very gentle soap and cool water, or they'll turn brown and degrade faster. The 3 big things you want to consider when choosing between metal and hard rubber are price, sound, and comfort. Remember when I told you I'd prove that metal mouthpieces are not always louder and brighter than hard rubber ones? The BURNIN hard rubber is a perfect example of this. Listen to it compared to the metal Otto link I played at the beginning. My hard rubber BURNIN 7-star can play louder, brighter, and with a lot more projection than this Otto link and other metal mouthpieces I have. That's because of the internal dimensions, not the material they are made from. Choosing a mouthpiece is not easy though, because there are so many variables. What's the baffle? A chamber? The tip opening? And how do these things affect my sound. Watch this video next because in it I explain everything you need to know about the parts of mouthpieces and how they work. You'll be an expert by the end.